Can someone please explain to me what I just witnessed on AEW Dynamite? I mean, really, can someone please explain to me the show that I just watched? AEW somehow finds a way to kill their momentum after every pay-per-view. This is incredible. They do it every time. And the worst part is, it's not even like the idea for the show itself was terrible. See, on paper, this show is fine. I mean, this is what I said in my last video. This show needed to be a more promo-heavy show. You know, not necessarily, you know, it shouldn't be 85% matches. And in a way, that's what they did. This was a pretty promo and segment-heavy show. I mean, compared to other Dynamites. But all of these promos and segments just felt like a wet fart. That's the only way I can describe it. What should have been powerful, story-developing promos. What should have been, you know, awesome, cool backstage segments, or, you know, I mean, we just got a house on fire. And I'm not saying we need to have another house on fire. But what I am saying is, let's do some cool stuff. And that didn't happen tonight. These promos felt weird. Pac and Moxley and Claudio attack Private Party as they're coming out. And Pac gets on the mic and he's talking about, this company is, well, you know, I don't know how to do his accent. This company is broken. This company is broken. We control AEW now. I don't know how to do his accent. Because he has like a UK accent, but he like rolls his R's and talks in a very specific way that I can't do. But he was talking about something like that. Like AEW is broken and now it's their company now. Ugh. What do you mean it's your company now? And then, I don't know, man, Darby and Mox are coming out. And Moxley's like, nah, bruv, you ain't fighting. I mean, he didn't say bruv. I'm saying bruv. But he's like, yeah, no thanks, Darby. You're not fighting Bryan Danielson. Because you're going to fight me for the championship. Or he said something like that. And then we find out that Nigel McGuinness is fighting Bryan Danielson. What is going on? I like Sammy Guevara. That might be a hot take and unpopular opinion. I actually really like Sammy Guevara, especially his early work, his early character in AEW. I really liked how he started off with the Inner Circle, and then he kind of grew into his own person. He kind of shed the skin of the Inner Circle and kind of moved away from Chris Jericho for a little bit, and then, you know, eventually kind of went back with him, kinda. But now, the whole company's a mess. And Sammy Guevara is supposed to be a pillar in AEW. When was the last time we saw this guy on Dynamite? And by the way, Sammy Guevara is one half of the Ring of Honor Tag Team Champions. The other half being, you know, of course, Dustin Rhodes. I mean, who else would it be? Because that makes a whole lot of sense. I mean, of course it's going to be Sammy and Dustin Rhodes. Yay. I love that Dustin Rhodes is one half of the Ring of Honor Tag Team Champions. While his brother main events WWE pay-per-views every month and is the guy that beat Roman Reigns. I love that. Yay! Yay! I mean, at least Swerve and Hangman were not in any matches. At least Chris and Willow were not in any matches. That's all I asked for. Really, to be honest, that's really all I asked for. And at least that didn't happen. And I said this needed to be a promo-heavy show. And in a way, it was. But everything tonight fell flat. Okay, Chris Jericho in the car. Dude, what was that? That was so underwhelming. They're pouring like a bunch of pennies in Chris Jericho's car. Which, by the way, like, wasn't that like 90% pennies? In what way is that $7,000? That was like $200. Dude. Bro. Somebody help me. Somebody help and explain the show that I just watched. And I haven't even gotten to the worst part. Okay. Tag team casino gauntlet match. And everyone, of course, everybody on Twitter is making their predictions. We're going to see MCMG. We're going to see the Lucha Brothers. And none of that happened. And of course it wasn't going to happen. I knew it wasn't going to happen. Yeah, that's amazing. Yeah, let's have the Lucha Brothers, after all that's happening, let's have the Lucha Brothers come back and announce that they're still with AEW in front of a crowd of, 1,500 people? Yeah, that's a great idea. Let's do that. And while we're at it, why don't we start talking about Grand Slam numbers? First Grand Slam is 20,000. Second Grand Slam was like 11,000. Third Grand Slam was like 8,000 or 9,000. What are we at now? 2? 3,000? This company's going to go under. This company is going to go under. It's going to go under. I don't even know how to describe this. I am very curious to see what everybody else has to say about this. I want to know what you have to say. I got to watch some live streams. I got to watch something. I got to know what people are saying about this show. Because I'm fed up, quite honestly. In theory, everything about this show made sense. But in practice, this entire thing fell flat. So much of this was just, I don't need to watch it. It's not good. I can skip this. I can find a recap somewhere. And then the rest of it was, well, why did that have to happen that way? Why did this have to do, and why do we have to do this, and why couldn't this have been done? Couldn't this have been done differently? Couldn't this have been done better? We got to get Tony Khan out of there. Everybody has solutions to fix this problem with what AEW is. Everyone in their mind is the best booker. And sometimes, yeah, I mean, I'll see fans' ideas that are better than mine. And I'll think, oh man, why didn't I think of that? And I'll think of that at first, but then I'll think, well, why didn't Tony Khan think of that? Why aren't they thinking of it? Why aren't they doing it? I'm not saying you gotta burn a house down every week. But what I am saying is, and I'm not saying you have to burn a house down at all, but you can put several moments in your shows. But you have to make the shows must-see television. This is a television show. And that's all there is to it. And for the most part, what people are saying about AEW and what they would book, what they would do to fix it, what they would do to help, a lot of it is the same. When it comes to booking and stuff and storylines and ideas, people have a bunch of different stuff. I have ideas that nobody has, and I have, but for the most part, when it comes to, okay, well, here's what AEW can do to increase my interest and to increase the interest of others and to get ticket sales up and etc. etc. I mean, for the most part, that's all relatively generally the same. But it's never going to happen. Good job, everyone who was involved tonight. You know what? You just cost yourself 2 weeks from me. AEW just cost themselves 2 weeks from me. What does that mean? It means I'm not watching Dynamite for the next 2 weeks. Because they just cost themselves that. You do a great show like All Out and All In, and then you put this on, that's costing me, that's 2 weeks over for me. I'm not watching AEW for another 2 weeks. That's the price they gotta pay. And that's all I gotta say about that. Good night.